What is up, YouTubers? It's your boy Polly C coming at you with a rug cleaning video. We've already cleaned this one. That's a wool silk blend. We've also cleaned this one. We got one more to go. This one here, we're going to pre-spray. There's no mats underneath, so I'll have to kind of assist him with that. This is the shop vac, which we vacuumed the tassels or the fringes, and you could see that one. That's a new pad, or one that's clean. You can see the contrast, obviously, picking up the soil. We pre-vacuumed everything. We vacuumed the tassels with the shop vac. I've got a little baby bottle full of some water for testing for color migration. These are, depends the look of them. They may have a vegetable dye instead of a synthetic dye. And what you do is you put a little water on the back side of a corner, and then put your white microfiber cloth or cotton cloth underneath, lay it back down and stand on it. And if the color transfers to the pad, you're not going to be able to pre-spray it like he's doing here. We just did a house before this that had half a dozen rugs. Every one of them had vegetable dye. And so if you don't do it right, it'll bleed all the way through. And it'll look terrible. So the only thing you can do there, and I told my customer, I said, we can't add a lot of moisture to it, so I have to basically dip the pad into my solution in a bucket, wring it out, and then go over half of it, and then flip the pad over and go over the other half with just a damp pad. It worked out perfectly. The pads came out very dirty, so it was definitely picking up the soil, exactly like they used to do in the old days when they used to dip the bonnets. Got to get all that extra water wiped up, which we'll do so. Get this cord out of the way. I seem to be unplugging it or something. But the tassels, or the fringes, I recommended that we do not clean them. They don't look too bad. Pardon me. The more sometimes the fringes are straight wool or it's cotton. And the more you add moisture to those fringes, they got to dry, they start to break apart, get brittle. You can see these are in good shape. They got the little tie knots on them. I don't know if it goes all the way through. Sometimes those tie knots are indicative of tribal instead of city-made. So there's be some definite value in these rugs. This one you can smell the wool. But yeah, I did not want to add moisture. Sometimes I just vacuum them. You know, the more you add moisture to the cotton, or it's almost like string, starts to break down. And I'll be showing you part of my finger throughout the rest of this video while he's cleaning. Come on, Polly, what are you doing? I usually turn my iPhone so that the camera part is facing over on the right-hand lower corner. Then there's no way my finger gets in there. But if I have the camera on the upper left hand where I hold the phone, my finger goes over it every now and then, so I apologize. And you could see without that, or no, this is where I'm showing, where you would get color migration. And the job we did before, she got a free rug from a friend in addition to all the rugs we were doing. Hers were very expensive. So was the free rug, and I showed her somebody improperly cleaned it, and all the red dye and the blue dyes bled into the white. That can happen here. Without a pad underneath this, we're just on straight wood. This thing's going to kind of buckle and curl. I'm going to have to get to helping him and put my feet on it and hold it in place. But it is going to come out absolutely beautiful. This rug has a really unique and cool looking pattern. I think it's got some butterflies on there and lots of stuff going on. We're using Finer Things, which is a wool safe silk. It's for delicate. Oh, wow, look at that. Jeez. Pad don't lie, folks. But Finer Things is from ncapstore.com. It's a great product for wool, silk blends, upholstery, carpet. I carry a jug of that. If you look at my last video, you'll see it. Then here, on these rugs, when you get moisture, you can see where it's starting to curve out or bow out. What we'll do is I'll have him stand on the corner, and I'll come down here and I'll just pull it tight again. So when it dries, and it's not very wet as it is, but when it dries, it will remain in a rectangular shape. I've seen where the floor machines go across and they kind of pull everything in one direction. And then, guys don't pull them straight again and they dry, and then the customer calls. So, and in this video, the reason you can't hear him talking, I had to do a voiceover. I do not know what happened to the audio. I don't know if there's a setting and I had it off, but so I said, that's cool. I'll do a voiceover on it for you guys and gals. Here we are grooming it, putting the finishing touches on it. This is a really nice looking rug too. If you're interested in learning more information about these kind of rugs, there's a YouTube channel. I think it's called Catalina Rugs. And Catalina Rugs, the guy is a third generation rug dealer, and he has videos on there that will explain how to identify these, what to look for, what not to do, what the age may be. A lot of my clients collect these things. So the more education that I get by watching these videos, and I'm obviously a big-time reader. I like to read, so I'll pick up books at the library and just, educate yourself. And that's the best way. Just like you watching this, you can see pretty easy steps. You just want to make sure you're following the rules always. Flip a corner up. If it doesn't, none of these have a tag. If it had a tag and it told you it was 100% wool or whatever, you'd know what it is. But you still want to know if the dye is going to bleed out, because you can really, once you do that, it has to go into a shop. They have to use a little airbrush and a reverse chemical and go in between all the patterns. It's ridiculously expensive, so don't bleed someone's rug out. I got that little baby bottle at the Dollar Tree. I keep it full of water, and we test wood floors to make sure they're sealed, make sure tile's sealed, see the water bead up. And then here on area rugs, we fold the corner, like I said, put a little water on there, lay a white rag down, flip it back over it, stand on it for a minute, and if you don't see any color transfer, you're good to go. Look how nice that looks with that. The medallion in the middle of this is really cool too. Just unbelievable. All the colors are popping. Looking fantastic again. Customer was very happy. And I was explaining a few things to her. In fact, I took the time to put together a recommended aftercare page that I leave behind after the work is done so they can read through. It recommends every 12 to 18 months this type of surface clean, and tells them, what to do as far as spotting and stuff like that. And customers appreciate that, along with, of course, my number and my business name and my name, so they can get back a hold of me. There you have it. I'll see you all in my next episode.